You're watching AFL.com.au, and the AFL has just released the details of its illicit drug report for the past 12 months. It shows that there has been a slight percentage increase in the number of failed tests. Part of the reason for that is that there was fewer tests, but still the number itself remains at 6. There are no players on a second strike. Joining us to analyse the results is the Chief Executive of the Australian Drug Foundation, John Rogerson. Thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.
This is really interesting, obviously, this whole policy. It's been the subject of so much debate. 7 years now. Is it working, do you think?
Oh, look, there's no doubt this policy is working. If you look at the changes in the positives over the last 7 years, it's been substantial. So there's been a very significant drop-off to a level of 6 tests a year across, 6 failed tests a year across 1,500 tests in total. So that's very significant change. And I think the players, they really should be commended in getting involved in this program because they really are leading the world in this sort of work.
How this policy and all the controversy surrounding it, has it been a good thing or a bad thing, do you think, ultimately, in terms of getting the message out?
So if you watch the media in the community around illicit drugs, you see there's a lot of commentary at the moment around the war on drugs. The war on drugs is really based around putting people, giving them criminal sanctions for use or possession of small amounts of drugs. The naming and shaming of people in that situation actually makes it worse for them. So there's been a really strong stigmatisation, particularly of users who are using small amounts of drugs, and actually doesn't help them deal with the particular issue they've got around drug use. So what the AFL and the players have shown is, if we actually look at this issue differently, we look at it from a player welfare perspective, look at sorting out any problems that players might have, this testing program is one of the best in the world, one of the most comprehensive, and clearly is working very well.
How does it compare in terms of the law? I guess that's what people at home might be thinking. You know, drug use and certainly the sale of drugs, illicit drugs, is illegal. It's a crime. Is this sending the wrong message in any way that the league is being tolerant of drug use amongst its players?
Well, clearly the players have said, we've had enough of this issue. We don't want people to use drugs who are playing in our playing groups, and we actually want to test them. And we don't want to test them to actually find out who they are from a name and shame perspective. We actually want to test them to help them. We actually want to try and help them deal with any issues they've got around illicit drug use. So that's why they need to be commended. This isn't about naming and shaming people because they've done the wrong thing. It's actually about trying to help them, and clearly this process is working. If you look at the test results from today, there's no player tested positive for cannabis. Yet in this player age group of 20 to 29-year-olds across the rest of Australia, 25% of young people in that age group over the last 12 months have used cannabis. So clearly this policy is having a significant impact.
So you say it's working. What about the broader message to the community at the moment? We can just talk about that. The age group of AFL players compared to the community, the data that we were just discussing before,